so I'll be right back. Because I need a light, but never mind. The other strip light, we'll need a lot of light in a minute. Oof, I cannot breathe in this mask. Right, I'm back. Not for good, but I just want to quickly show you my mask. I will be back to continue the live stream in a minute because I'm going to go change into something better. for the rest of the live stream. But I just want to quickly show you my mask. It looks a bit silly on me because it's so big. My mum got me this, and it's like a set of different coloured ones for Christmas. But I can't breathe in it because the material's kind of loose on the inside, so it kind of, when I breathe in, it just sucks in. It sucks the material in my mouth, so it makes it hard to breathe, and it kind of irritates a little bit. So I'm going to take it off. I had to wear it just now just to go in this room that is really toxic, because that's the room where the rat infestation was in, and I just can't clean it properly because it's full of this plaster and weird dust. Compliments on the mask, thank you. It is a beautiful mask, but on me it looks silly because it's so big, so it's like a weird shape. But this is my favorite color blue, by the way. Don't know if you can see that, but it's like a sky blue or baby blue. Sky and baby blue are like my favorite blues. So this is like the color of Jeremiah's, that's Jeremiah's color, like of his suit and stuff. So my mum said she got me that mask so that I can wear it when I dress as Jeremiah, and also a pink one for when I wear my pink outfit, which I'll probably wear that one for Valentine's month. Like February, I'm going to wear like red and pink and stuff, so I can be all Valentine's themed. Okay, so I'm gonna set up the lights and I'm gonna go get changed. I'll be right back. I'm gonna wear something better. I'll probably wear a mask. Just gonna figure out what I did with this. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm back. I'm here, and I've got all my puffer accessories. Okay, here we go. Turn that off. And all I can see is the roof of your live. I don't know whether he's still here, but see, it's so freaking dark. It's not even like the lighting's okay. It's just this bloody camera. But here we go. Here's my outfit. I'll probably wear this to the next event I go to. I wore this on Saturday to go to my very first BDSM kink event thing. Big puffer fluffer of a puff. I'm really sorry about lighting. Let me just see if I can find another light. Should be on the table unless my mum has moved it. You know, my mum moves everything. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I found it. It's okay. I'm going to put this light there. I don't know where. See that lamp that's over there is pretty bright. And then I've got a light here. I'm going to put a light here. There we go. Let's see if that's better. Okay, so this is it without. So I'm wearing my military jacket. It's on the sensor. Hello. Thank you. Military jacket, tights, ruffled shirts, and these shorts. They're kind of spandexy. Mew. Hi. So this is my wolf outfit really, but I knew anyway. Okay, we've got some more accessories here to put on. So I got paws. These are pretty big for my hands. They don't fit my hands properly. But it gives a nice big paw aesthetic. Like fluffs have big paws. So it gives a big fluffy paw effect. Pretend I'm pouncing on something. It's cute. It's very adorable. Mew, 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 mew. We've got some fluff paws to greet you. My fingers at the top look like little claws, don't they? I love that. Mew, 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 mew. So this is either a wolf outfit or a fluff outfit. I like fluff outfit because fluffs, everybody knows that fluffs are incredibly cute. They're like a cross between a cat and a wolf. So they're very fluffy and very cute with their little paws. They make very good pets because they're very cuddly, soft. They're bigger than dogs and cats really. They're quite massive. They grow to be quite massive. The babies are this big. And the adults like this big, especially if they get really fat. Mew, mew. They're so cute, I am jealous. Well, these, they are so sweet. I don't know. Oh, Boba. Oh, it's a Russian name. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just gonna say Boba or Boba. If you want to see belly stuff, then you can go to Patreon. Mew. Patreon. The Patreon. Well, your hands will probably fit these better because these are obviously for massive hands. If I was to go like that, they just drop off. They're really big. They're really big. See? You can't see. What am I talking about? And depending on how I put them up, it goes like this, so you can't even see the pad on the far side. So I have to go like this. Pew, pew. They just fit terrible, but... So if I want to put my arms down by my side like this, I have to ball my hands up in fists to walk along. How old do you think I am? See, it's not pinged yet. The tails are not right. There we go. So this outfit is more of my male aesthetic look, actually. So it's part like feminine looking, or more sort of, I don't know, just like it makes it more attractive because I'm wearing tights and short shorts. But I think guys can wear tights if they want to, and short shorts, because they literally did back in the medieval periods. They used to wear tights. So as far as I'm concerned, I can wear tights and still be male, because men used to wear tights in the past. And my favorite kind of outfit is more past looks of past eras. So this, and also not just past eras, but this is like also kind of like a future look as well. So this is how, like how I'm dressed now is how I would like it if future men dressed like this. Imagine seeing men out dressed like this. It would be awesome. Like, they don't have to dress like this exactly, but they can wear something similar. Like, they can still wear trousers with this, I guess. So just the top half, and then they can wear trousers or pantaloons as bottoms. So ever since I was a child, I always used to make up this, like, this world. It's kind of like a future world, or a country even, whereby everyone like dresses differently. So I created this. Oh, good. I'm glad you're on it now. Are you that Hugo person? I'm not really sure. Yeah, Hugo person. Like in this country or world or universe or whatever, it would be like the future, and everyone's dressed kind of like the past. So like a Victorian aesthetic. But it would be slightly different than what you know. Like I used to design these outfits for this particular country that have their own like national dress, and especially like the royalty would have a specific kind of dress. So how I'm dressed now is like how the royalty would dress. So like in a military jacket and like the fur trim and stuff, and then I've got like a ruffled collar. Like this collar here is made of like roses or something. It's a collar with roses around all around, and then I've got a ruffle here, and I've got a thing that's like that I've had to tie. It's kind of a bit of a pain in the ass, but it makes for a bit of a fancy bit on this top. And it's pretty much a ruffled shirt, a black ruffle shirt with like ruffles and frills on the sleeves and stuff. Kind of like a pirate look, I guess. Or like 16, 1700s sort of men would wear like the ruffle shirts and stuff, and then they'd wear like the pantaloons, and then they'd be wearing tights underneath, so the tights would show from like the knee down, and they usually were white, but sometimes they were others. So that's how I like to dress, but unfortunately I can't find any of those trousers. I believe they're called, I don't really know what they're called actually. I used to think they were called pantaloons. The trousers that are like kind of tight fitting, and they're usually made of velvet, and they go around like the knee, and then from the knee down they're like visible, so they have to obviously wear long socks or tights underneath to cover their calves and shins and feet. I always used to think they were long socks, you know, like knee-high socks, but apparently they're tights. So they wore tights, and then they'd wear like these trousers, but I don't know what they're called, so I can't search for them to find them, to buy them. I used to have some. They were made of velvet and they were stretchy, so they fit me. I wore leggings when I was younger and still identify as a boy. Thankfully, no one judged me. But then again, I think it was before leggings became fashionable again. Leggings are... I remember, right, when leggings started being fashionable again, I think I was about 15. My friends wore leggings. And I remember it was my friend's birthday. I told them to wear leggings because we're having like a theme. So I wanted them to come wearing leggings, a top that's kind of plain and like tight fitted, and then like a furry gillet. Like, do you remember the furry gillets? Like waistcoats, but they're furry. And you can zip them up and stuff, but they've got like sleeveless, like these sleeveless furry jackets. That was fashionable back then as well. I've got two of them, but of course I wear them for my wolf aesthetic, my animal aesthetic. So I used to wear, like, before I got a wolf costume, because it was hard to get a decent wolf costume. So what I did was I'd wear like a long sleeve, tight fitting top, black top or grey top or whatever, and like tights or leggings. And then with it, I would put the furry waistcoat / gillet with them to either get like the wolf look or the poodle look or whatever. So this theme was like, it was a birthday party, so the theme was to dress as poodles. So I told them to wear like these long sleeve, tight fitted, plain tops, the furry gillets, and leggings. And you know what my friend said when she came? She said, you cannot wear leggings without a skirt or shorts. And I remember thinking, but wearing a skirt or shorts with this outfit will kind of kill the whole animal costume, poodle costume aesthetic. It won't look right. So I remember my other friend, her sister, she said, but it wouldn't look very poodly, would it? If you put a skirt with it. So she was like, I'm not wearing a skirt, she said. I'm just going to wear the leg, just like I wanted. Like, she defended me. It was great. She was like, it's not very poodly with the skirt, so I'm not going to wear the skirt. I'm just going to wear the leggings, the top, and the gillet, just like we're supposed to. And I was like, thank you. And I was like, yeah, she's right. Because I did it as well. Like, she made me doubt myself as well. Like, thinking, oh shit, you can't wear leggings without a skirt or a shorts. And I put shorts on, and I remember thinking, it doesn't look right, though. So I took it off and I said, yeah, my friend's right. My other friend, such a body is right. I'm taking mine off as well. It doesn't look poodly. But my other friend, the main friend whose birthday it was, the one who insisted that you can't wear leggings without shorts or a skirt, she kept her skirt on, and the look, it was a horrible look anyway. I'm not gonna lie, it was a horrible look, because she used to wear these like denim, like straight, like it was straight, so they had this like box look, and it just doesn't look very nice in my opinion. I don't like the like straight figure hugging skirt thing. It just doesn't, especially denim ones. I don't know what it is, but denim, like, I don't know, they just look so unattractive to me. But she insisted on wearing the skirt with the gillet and leggings, and it just did not look right at all. It looked wrong. It looked so bad and unattractive, and it didn't look like a costume. It just looked like normal clothes now. So I remember I was very disappointed in her, because me and her sister looked like poodles, and she just looked like she was just dressed normal. So it just didn't look right. But now, as you can see, everybody wears leggings on their own without a skirt or shorts, so including me. I kind of prefer the leggings without. But in winter, I will wear leggings with shorts or a skirt just for, warmth. And so that I can wear a skirt, like, because I would only wear skirts usually with tights or bare legs. So I was 14, I think. I was definitely around that time. I think I remember them. I wish I had one. I only wore a skirt or shorts with leggings because body reasons. Until I can sort that out, I only wore leggings with a skirt or shorts. Yeah, I'd wear them with shorts, but it just doesn't look good when it's like supposed to be a costume. That's all. That said, I have tried occasionally to wear leggings with a long sleeve t-shirt instead. A poodle with a skirt. Yeah, if the skirt was a nice skirt, like if it was one of those poodle skirts, or like a short version, the ones that stick out, so they go in at the waist and then they kind of stick out, like that would have looked nice. But it was just this horrible, this ugly denim skirt that was just like figure hugging, and it just didn't look nice. It did not look attractive. I just hate that look so much. I just hate tight fitting skirts. I like the ones that stick out, like the skater skirts, or like them, them tartan pleated mini skirt. Like I like those. They stick out like is it like A-line? I don't know. I don't know what they're called. Some people call them full skirts. Some people call them A-line skirts. Some people call them skater skirts. So I have no idea what they're called. But you can either get mini ones, a bit longer, like just above the knee, just like mid-length here, or like proper mini ones that go down to the knee and beyond, like long to the shin, or then full length ones. And I like all of those. I like the ones that stick out, like Victorian style, sticky out skirts that go in at the waist, and dresses that go in at the waist so they stick out. And the more they stick out, the better. That's what I've always liked since I was a kid. As a kid, I used to have loads of them, but you know, as I got older, it was hard to get hold of any, so I ended up having to put up with wearing leggings, and I hated wearing tops and trousers as a kid. So I just hated the clothes. I couldn't get anything good. Of course, now the clothes are brilliant. It's a bit too late now. I do need to buy some new tights as I gained weight and found I couldn't fit the small ones anymore. Same, I love skater skirts best. So I just met a woman today. And I told her that I said the club I saw a guy that was dressed. There was one that was dressed full as a woman, and another guy that was dressed like a guy, but he had fishnet tights on and heels, but he was wearing a t-shirt. And the t-shirt was like, I guess, just like a dress. It just kind of covered here. I don't know whether he's wearing anything underneath here, but I didn't see anything, so I'm presuming he was wearing underwear or shorts with that. And she said that she thinks it's weird men dressing as women. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agree, because I'm not really into it myself personally. Like I get, you know, I'm on kind of like the kink community online, but it's just for a specific reason. I'm trying to find people who are going to like treat me as I want to be treated, which is as the king and the pharaoh, and get like servants and stuff, and also people I can role play with. Okay. And I get blokes, I don't know, so either requesting or asking me if I dress guys up as girls or something, or if I would do it for them. And I'm like, no, not really, because I'm not really into that. You know, I'm not into that stuff. This is one of the things I wanted to talk about on the live stream today, is my experience on these kink websites, like dating websites and social media websites like FetLife. FetLife is probably the most famous one. And I'm also on another one called, it's just called Fet, but its official proper name is fetish.com. That's the website, but the actual app is called just Fet. So I'm on that one. It's pretty good, but unfortunately I end up having to put up with a load of perverts, and they all want me to do things like either dress them up as girls, or they want to involve me, or want me to buying a cock cage and putting it on their cock. And then I remember years ago somebody wanted to send me the key in the post. They would have one, obviously, but they wanted it to be symbolizing that I guess I own their cock, so it's in a cage and I have the key or whatever. And I'm like, how's that going to work out? Every time you wanted to take it off for whatever reason, I'd have to keep sending it you back. I'd have to keep sending you the key back. Like he was going to give me all the keys, or the only one or something. And I remember thinking, how's this going to work out? I can't keep sending it back every time. Like it might be a split-second decision that you want to take it off for whatever reason, like to pee or something. I don't know. I'm presuming you can pee out of them. Excuse me. And I get guitar. Okay. Well, that took forever. I told you it takes forever for this bloody thing to heat up. Fucking useless. Right. I'm getting a problem with my stomach. My stomach's a bit upset. Okay. Fetish sites are a little creepy. I stay away from stuff like that. I just know in my heart it just isn't for me. I keep going back to them, but it's only because I I don't know. I kind of like the lifestyle and that kind of stuff. I just don't like it when guys sort of come on messaging me, sort of immediately wanting to do kink stuff, or immediately just wanting to talk about that and nothing else, or they just want sex. Like they don't want to get to know you or actually talk to you like you're a normal human being. I want them to treat me like a human being and talk about other stuff as well, like hobbies, work, normal everyday life stuff. I want somebody I can talk to about anything, not just the ones who only want to talk about kink stuff and only want to talk about sexual stuff, because that just it makes it feel like they're not really interested in me. They're just interested in what I can do for them. It's kind of like I am, as some of the people in the kink community have said, that also feel the same as me, a kink dispenser. One person said, I'm not a kink dispenser, so don't just come at me just talking about kink or thinking I'm just going to provide whatever kink you're into, because I'm not going to do that. And one person said something like, I'm not here to cater for everybody's kinks. So if you want just that, then you have to pay me. But if you just want to talk to me like normal and not pay me, then you have to just talk to me normal and not talk about that stuff. So yeah, it's a bit, I don't like people coming at me and immediately wanting to talk about sexual things. It's not even always about kink. A lot of the times they just want to have casual sex, or just like they want to show me a picture of their penis. And I'm like, no, I'm not here for that. I'm not here to just immediately either do kink stuff or sexual stuff with people. I want to get to know people and actually build up friendships, romantic relationships, or a dynamic, which is where they actually like me. Like it's kind of like we get along well, we're friends, and we could talk about this stuff without it being something that's kind of expected of me. I just don't like it when it's expected of me. That'll put me off. It'll put me, if when people start talking in a sexual way towards me or wanting to show me pictures of their penis, it's like immediately puts me off. And even the furry stuff, like people just think that's a kink or something, and that dressing up is a kink. Well, with kink, for me, that, I don't know, that word just strikes me as like a, it's sexual. So maybe these people think that if you like to dress up, that you get turned on by dressing up like that. And it's like, no, I don't get turned on by it. I just like the aesthetic. I mean, yes, it can come into play with whatever sexual thing I'm into. Like if I'm going to be role playing, say for instance, it doesn't have to be like a sexual role play, but it can just be like a role play, like say for instance, I'm like in charge and I'm dominant over someone and I'm treating them like shit. You're obviously going to dress up like that, or you go to a kink event and you want to dress like kind of sexy. It can make you feel sexy, like dressing all nice and stuff, but for me it's just like about the look and feel of it. It's just nice to look nice, I guess. I wouldn't say I particularly get turned on by either people dressed up in animal outfits or me dressing up in animal outfits. It's just, I just like the way it looks. I like the anthropomorphic animal look. Like not quite animal, not quite human. You're kind of a bit between both. I remember. Do you remember Last Unicorn? That scene where she turns from a human back into a unicorn, and there's like a halfway bit where she looks both human and unicorn at the same time, like an anthropomorphic unicorn. So she's got the human look, but she's got like the snout of the unicorn. I thought that looked really cool, like that in between. So yeah, I just like that in between, like part animal, part human look. I think it looks good. And it would be so cool if there was like just a race of people on the planet that were just part human and part animal. I would give anything to have a muzzle. I've always wanted a muzzle, a snout, like an animal snout. And I didn't know what it was called as a kid. So I remember I kept saying to people like my grandma and my mum that I wanted a big nose. But like a dog, you know, like how dogs have like long noses, but they're called snouts because it's like their nose and mouth combined. Whereas humans, they have like a separate nose and then they have like a separate mouth area. So the nose sticks out, but the mouth is flat. The chin kind of sticks out of it. I've always wanted like the whole snout thing. Not a huge snout, but like a little one. Either like a cat one or a little dog one, or like a thin, like long, like slimline muzzle. That's what Jeremiah has. You see, Jeremiah has a like a longish but not too long, like slim line. Oh, hang on, my mum's ringing me. Just 1 minute. Don't go anywhere. Sorry about that. I'll be right back again. I'll be right back. forgot to put the veg on. Oops. Let's put the veg on real quick. Okay. Is all okay still? It's not doing its disconnecting thing, is it? I should have peppermints. Maybe that will help. Okay, so, oh shoot, I forgot to bring one of them back in here. So that's still in the other room. I wanted to show you guys this outfit different. No, I've not got the tail on the minute. This milk keeps messing. This outfit is I feel kind of cold in this outfit. What's going on here? Okay, so it's this version, and there's the version with the furry leg warmers. I like this outfit. I'm definitely going to wear it to the next pup meet. I'd say furry meet if I could. There's obviously the other furry meets, but they're a bit further away. Right, that's it without the fur. Shit, what is going on? I can feel for things pulling. That's it without the furry bit on. Just wish I was wearing the makeup as well. I'm so sorry about the lighting. There's nothing really I can do about it. There's plenty of light here. It's just this phone. For some reason, it keeps going dark. But technically, there is enough light there. I was thinking about getting one of those lights that you can get that a lot of YouTubers use, but I don't think it would make a difference. There's 3 lights here just now. There was one there, a strip light. There's one here, which is one of these strip lights. And there's a lamp that's pretty bright behind the phone, and yet the camera just keeps going dark. Now if I was making a video, I'd be able to lighten it up, because it does like an exposure thing. And it's whereby if I tap the screen, it will go light. And then if you tap and hold, it will stay like that. But for some reason with the camera in the live stream, it doesn't do that. If I tap it, it won't do anything. No, it doesn't light up. So it's an issue with the camera. Like it's just gone light there. If it would only stay like that, that would be almost perfect. I know it's not brilliant, but it would be better than it keep going dark. I don't know why it keeps going dark. It depends if I move back and forth, it seems to go light again. It's really annoying. Use a white piece of paper. So see this how there's a bright lamp here and a bright light there, and there was one there until I freaking forgot to bring it back in through that room. If that can't light up the area, I doubt that one of those light things can do it either. That you can get for your camera, for your phone. Those lights that YouTubers use. Oh my god, everything's going everywhere. Everything's falling off. So annoying. So yeah, so that's the story of the light and the story of why I don't really 100% like the kink community. Now the normal people who realise that kink, the BDSM lifestyle, isn't all about sex and people just being perverts and asking random people to have sex with them. You know, like it's like, okay, let's meet and have sex right away sort of thing. They don't come out and say it, but it is evident that's what they want in a roundabout way. It's like I'm talking to a guy right now, And he said that he's interested in having a relationship. So what does he go and do? He's now changed the subject to a sexual one. He said that he's had 2 girlfriends before. And he was like going on about how, you know, women all think that all guys his age are playboys that have had loads of girls. And he was kind of like bragging about only having 2 and see, I'm a great guy because, you know, I've only had 2 girls. And then he started going on about their sex lives and how they weren't good. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what he said. But then he kind of said that. And then he asked me another question, like about how often I come online to talk, because obviously I don't talk enough for him. And I just said I mainly reply it, because he said, you know, when are you online the most or something? And I just said I'm online at night mainly. I'll most likely respond at night time, because that's when everything's quiet and I'm not having to do a million chores and stuff. He doesn't need to know yet that I sleep all day and I'm awake all night. So apparently, I don't know, I'm still kind of getting out of the mindset that that's frowned upon, to pretty much be nocturnal. I know, but back in my day, when I was growing up, my mum used to act like if you got up late, like in the afternoon, that it's frowned upon and people would judge you. But now it seems to be more common that, you know, some people are up late and stay up late. I don't know why I'm like this, but it could be like kind of trauma. Trauma being that, you know, daytime used to always represent, right, you've got to do stuff, but you've got all these expectations put upon you, and it's all negative and stressful. But nighttime is great because you can just do whatever you want, you know, sort of thing. It's more relaxed and more fun. It felt more like my time. So daytime felt like, oh, I've just got to do chores. Or as a kid, it's like, oh, I've got to do education stuff. I've got to do something constructive, productive, and I can't be bothered. But then nighttime, it's like, yay, I can do whatever I want. I can make videos, I can play games, I can play on the computer, I can chat to people online, I can do whatever, I can do art, I can do music, I can do this and that and the other. Except now. So yeah, daytime always just used to represent, oh, you've got all these expectations on you, you've got to do this, that, the other. But nighttime's like, yeah, it's your time, you can do whatever you want with it. So that's why I guess I favoured nighttime. So now I'm pretty much, what's the word, like daytime phobic. Like have a phobia of daytime now, because it's like, shit. And then of course sometimes I also think, you know, like I'm not in the mood to do anything, so I'm kind of like bored, and I've got all this stretch of time before like tea time. It's like, shit, what do I do with this time? Sometimes I feel that way if I'm not in a very productive mood, and other times I can feel it very well. Still don't get that. I don't try to be nocturnal, but it sometimes just feels like I'm more active at night. Yes, that's right. So what was I saying? I forgot. Oh yes. So what I was saying was, so this guy. So yeah, I acknowledged. I said I mainly reply at the night time, and he responded saying, "Did you see the message I sent above?" And then he messaged me again on FET and said the same thing. Oh, did you see my first message to you on Instagram? And I was like, I kind of read it and said, yes, I've seen it. And I kind of replied on both FET and Instagram, said, yes, I saw it. Like, I didn't know what to say about that. Like, this information that his sex life with these 2 girls he was with before wasn't good. It's like, that's TMI. It's like, oh, well, thank you for telling me this, but what do you want me to do about it? Like, what do you want me to say about it? Oh, shit, I shouldn't say that, because we know exactly what he wants. He wants to change the subject to sex now, and he wants to talk about that. And it's like, it just puts me right off, because one of my fetishes and you're gonna hate me for this, but one of my fetishes is being like the one to initiate to someone who's maybe slightly less what's that word? Willing? You know, like they're a bit hesitant, a little bit like, oh no, I don't want to do this, and I'm like, ha ha ha, yes, let's do this. Like, that's pretty much one of my fetishes. Now, having said that, I would never force anyone in real life. It's like, in the kink community, it's called CNC, consensual non-consensual. So when people are coming at me with this whole, yes, let's talk about sex, let's do this, let's have sex right away. Let's talk about sex, let's talk about my cock, let's talk about your parts. It's like, whoa, no. I don't like it when they start to initiate, because I feel like I'm the one who's dominant and I'm the one that should be initiating this shit. So yeah, I don't feel comfortable when people start initiating sex with me, because I want to be the fucking pervert, you know? I want to be the fucking sexual deviant. I don't want them to be. I want them to be all innocent and sweet and a bit hesitant. Not completely unwilling, obviously, but kind of, I don't know, like just shy about it, a bit uncomfortable, but still kind of maybe be a bit willing, obviously, because, you know, not forcing it or anything. I'm not into really forcing people unless it's like in a fantasy thing, like in my head. I don't know, in my head. And they're people, like, I wouldn't do it with real people. It's just like characters in my head doing it, but yeah. Because you know, since growing up, I've always had these like kinks and fetishes that I kept to myself, because I wasn't interested in involving other people in it, if that makes sense. It was just things that I used to enjoy, and I would have my characters do in my head. Not always sexual, but just like other things, like, you know, forcing someone to say, scrub the floor or scrub the toilet or something, you know, something like that, or, you know, dress me or undress me or whatever. Like, I don't know, maybe like a servant, like you're telling a servant, right, you've got to take off my clothes and then put other clothes on, like you're changing for the day or changing for the night. And then maybe the character is a bit turned on by that character that's in charge, like, oh yes, you've got a hot belly. But I don't say anything because it's not my place, because, you know, I'm the servant, so that would be inappropriate. So like that. And it's like, maybe the in charge character, whatever character that is, a king or a lord or whatever, might initiate sexual stuff, but maybe the servant's a bit unwilling and a bit shy and a bit coy about it. Yeah, I don't know, like that sort of thing, the scenario. And I wasn't really bothered about doing that in real life with anyone. It's just something that I liked in my head, just fantasies. I'm not going to involve other people. So I used to, like, when I got older, I used to start to think, you know, am I perhaps asexual? Because I got sort of aroused or turned on or whatever by these fantasies and scenarios in my head with characters that I created. But I wasn't personally willing to do these things with other people. I wasn't ever bothered about doing it for real. Like any kind of sexual things for real with a real person. Not until I was like much older. You know, like I wasn't interested in relationships or sex or anything like that, except with characters in my own head. So I like the idea of me, as the character I'd created for myself, getting married to someone and having pups with them, because we were always animals, you know. I was an animal, the other character was an animal, so we were like in this animal world, and I was like the stud, you know, I was like the breeding male. So it's like, yeah, I'm this breeding male, I've got to have pups, I've got like I had like a main like wife or mate or whatever that you have like loads of pups with, and they were like your partner, but kind of still subordinate to you, kind of more submissive to you. But then I had like all these other, like a harem of females that I would also breed with. So yeah, that's been my fantasy. And I wasn't, like, I didn't think it was possible to have that in real life, so I wasn't really too bothered about that. But then when I got older and I realized I could have that in real life, I just have to establish myself as male with real people. Like, yes, I identify as male, but I also identify as this character. So in this case, it's Jeremiah. In the past, I've had other characters that have been very similar to Jeremiah, but they've had different names and similar looks to Jeremiah, but they've been slightly different. Different breeds of animal too. In the very beginning, it was normal animals, but animals that could talk and think like humans as well as animals. And then as I got older, it was like I wanted to be a furry, like part animal, part human, so I became that. But yeah, when I discovered it was possible, and this was through kink. I mean, this is why I kind of gravitated towards the kink community, the BDSM community, because I thought they were the kind of people that were going to be open about these fantasies and fetishes that I had as a lifestyle. Like I say, so my ideal lifestyle is obviously to be thought of as a king, or lord, or boss, or whatever, and then I would have all these subjects and like servants and stuff that would sort of wait on me hand and foot, and I don't have to do all the chores or anything. You know, I can just live the high life in luxury and stuff, and I'd have all these people that would do all the cooking, cleaning, and do all the practical stuff for me, so I could just do whatever I wanted to do, like just get pampered and just treated like royalty and privileged. So now, of course, as Pharaoh, as the boss, and as Lord Jeremiah, who is the sun god. So I've always wanted to be like worshipped and pampered and stuff like that, and I've always wanted to like boss servants around and tell them what to do and treat them like shit and just call them names, like insult them, say, you know, you bumbling blockhead, you've done that wrong, do it again, like, I don't know, stuff like that. That sort of stuff. But, you know, it has been proven more difficult than I thought. So I will admit, I can, for a while, like, not just that, but also having to be my mum's carer as well. And I kind of took on the role of being more subservient and having to be the one to do chores and stuff. And my mum would actually pretty much treat me like I've always fantasized about treating my servants like crap, like, you know, shouting at me and criticizing me and saying you've done this wrong, you've done that wrong, and shouting at me and saying you're useless and you're stupid and you're this, that, the other. Like, I actually took on the role of the more subservient character that was like the servant waiting on someone hand and foot. And I will admit that didn't sit well for me, so I ended up becoming quite depressed for a while. So between the ages of maybe like 24 and 27, I kind of lost myself a bit and I was quite depressed, and I just felt like I'd lost my identity. Because you guys know that my identity is pretty much grandiose or whatever. Like, I think of myself as a lord and a king and privileged and, you know, definitely high stock, definitely high ranking in the hierarchy, you know, definitely dominant. But I kind of was forced into this more submissive, subservient role. And like I say, I lost my identity, and I remember thinking I've got to be this really good carer, I've got to do everything right and do all this stuff and all this shit. It just didn't come naturally to me to be like in the more subservient role, taking orders from someone and doing chores, like doing dirty jobs, cooking and cleaning and stuff. I absolutely hate doing dirty jobs. It always makes me feel icky, especially if I have to handle something, even with gloves on. I'm not gonna lie, even if I was to wear protection on my hand, like rubber gloves or whatever, and do a dirty job, I would still feel icky, even though I've not physically touched it with my hands. I still feel icky even having done a dirty job with gloves on and a suit and stuff, because I'd be like, well, I'm still dirty here and I've still got to like take it all off, and what do I do with it? Do I throw it away? Where do I put it so it's not contaminating the rest of the house? And it would just be like, yeah, it's not for me to do dirty jobs like manual labor and stuff. So I will admit I've really struggled over the years having to, I've struggled to kind of take on this role of being my mum's carer and being like the cook, the cleaner, the housekeeper, like the virtual parent, the virtual servant to my mum. Like I've had to take on that more parental role to my mum, but not parental where I'm in charge as such, because I couldn't tell my mum what to do or criticize her or whatever. She would still do that to me. She would still have a go at me, and she would give me a hard time. She would shout at me if I didn't do something right. Like, for instance, this glass, if I put it on that side of the kitchen instead of that side of the kitchen, she would throw an absolute fit. This was after a heart attack. She was like this before, but it was even more intense. Like the arguments were more intense after the heart attack. And when I say arguments, I mean her shouting at me. I would pretty much stay quiet and calm. And then as soon as she left the room, I would start getting angry and throwing things. And I tried not to, but I ended up breaking stuff because I would get so angry because she's just like shouted at me and screamed at me and made me feel like this small, just because I put this glass on that side of the kitchen instead of that side of the kitchen. To me, it just wasn't a big deal. Like, it took me a while to kind of get into the habit of putting this glass on that side of the kitchen instead of that side, because I didn't give a shit. Like, to me, it makes no odds to me if this is on that side of the kitchen. So I didn't understand why my mum got so bent out of shape if I did it. But she does have, like, this OCD, and apparently she always has, like, reasons as to why a thing has to be in a certain place versus another place. And when I say over, I'm giving you an example, like as if I'm over there, but it was over there. Like, there's the kettley area over there, and then there's like that's the bread bin area and the draining board area over there, and that's the side she wanted me to put this glass on. It wasn't allowed to be in the brewing up area, the kettle area. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so she would absolutely go ballistic if I put it here. And you can see, you can't really see it, but see, there's the milk, and then we've got the kettle here. And like, this is not supposed to be over there, actually. It's my water bottle that's supposed to be over here. So over here, like, you can see the draining board with the plates, and then you've got the bread bin and stuff. The glass had to be on this side. So cups were supposed to be on this side, and plates and glasses had to be on this side. And if I put if plates were here, or my glass was here on this side of the kitchen where the cups are, like I say, she would throw a fit and say, "How many times must I tell you this glass has got to be on this side of the kitchen?" And she'd say stuff like, "If I see this glass on this side of the kitchen and not that side, I'm going to smash it, or I'm going to throw it in the bin." Or a plate, like if there's a plate on this side of the kitchen and not that side of the kitchen, she would threaten to throw the plate away or break it. She's a bit more calm about it now, but I do try and make sure to still do that. I have kind of gotten more in the habit of putting the glasses and plates on that side. So plates either in the sink or that side on the surfaces, and only cups allowed in this area. So I would try my best. But no matter how much I tried to do my best, it was never good enough. Like, I always seemed to make a mistake, like I'd forget, because it just wasn't that big a deal to me. Like, it wasn't that important to me which side of the kitchen things were on. But I guess someone who's got OCD, that is important to. And I kind of understand why, but at the same time, she shouldn't really be putting her OCD and her, like, control things onto me. Because it used to traumatize me, like I say, because of all the yelling and screaming that she would do at me. Because I didn't put things in the right place. So yeah, that, like I say, I tried to be perfect. I tried to be this perfect carer, and because she convinced me, saying this is just like not what normal people would do anyway. Like, if you live in a house, whether you're a carer or not, you still have to look after the house, and you still have to clean and cook and tidy up and do chores and stuff. And I remember thinking, yeah, that kind of does make sense. But at the same time, it's just, I don't know, I just always found it hard because it just felt like too much. And I guess I just didn't care about it that much. Like, obviously, I do care about having a neat, tidy, clean house. I do care about that. But not whereby I'm doing it. Like, I want to have, like, servants to do it for me. And my mum I used to say that, and my mum would say, "Oh, well, you know, we can't afford servants. You can only do that if you can afford servants." And I said, "Oh, I can afford servants because you can get people that will do it for free because it's like what they're into. It's kind of like their kink to come and like cook and clean for you and serve you. And I used to say that to my mum. I used to say, well, actually, there are people that I found online that are quite willing to come and cook and clean the house if I allowed them. But of course, then you've got the problem of like trusting these people in your home. Like that's the only problem with it, I guess, is these are like virtual strangers, and you've got to trust them in your home. So I will admit that that's kind of a problem. So what I wanted to do was like get to know people first, and then they could kind of come into the home and my home and like cook and clean for me and stuff. So yeah, that was my plan. So the plan was to live the lifestyle of a royal and just have like either people come to my house to wait on me hand and foot and clean the house, or they could live in my house, whether it's this or a different house. Obviously it didn't have to be this one, but just like, you know, live the lifestyle where they would wait on me hand and foot. But it's just not happened. Like I've not met anybody who I've proper vibed with that has kind of stuck with me for years for me to trust them enough. So pretty much everybody I meet is always new, and they always talk to me for a while and then eventually kind of go quiet, or they prove themselves to be weird and creepy. So I will just get rid of them. You know, I'll stop talking to them. It's been hard to find someone to vibe with, someone that I like and they like me, you know, equally. And we both feel comfortable with each other. So that's been a big problem. So finding people who will stick with me and who I can stick to because I feel comfortable with them, that's been the problem. And that's why I kind of, like for a while, I gave up on the kink community, because it just felt like what I wanted just felt impossible. But I know it's not impossible, it's just not happening for me right now. Whether it's just not meant to happen or not meant to happen yet, but one day it will. Maybe what it'll take is for me to move out of this house and away from my mom and her influence, for me to kind of, I don't know, change in some way. Like I've changed back to as I used to be, where I was more confident and I did love myself more and accept myself for what I really am. So what I really am is not a carer, not a servant, not someone in a more subservient role. I'm someone who should be in a more higher role. So once I felt like that again, I felt happier and more confident. And if I do ever get depressed in any way, it's just now because, you know, I'm not living the life I really want to live. I'm not living my best life. It's definitely better than it was because my attitude has changed and I've gone back to being the real me instead of this person who was just always on edge and always stressed and always kind of like, shit, I've not done this right. No, my mum's going to yell at me for this, that, the other. And, you know, I kind of relied heavily on my mum for like approval for things. And it's like, if I didn't do things right and she was upset with me, I'd really feel it and I'd really sort of be affected by it. But now I kind of feel a bit, you know, like, well, I don't care anymore because, you know, it's exhausting. I've tried, like I say, I've tried being this good good boy. I've tried to be good and, you know, like do everything right and be responsible and be hardworking and be like, yeah, I'm going to be perfect care and clean the house and do all my chores properly and right. But now I'm like, nope, I'm a naturally lazy person and I'm not, although I do care about people, I'm not like a super caring person, as in I don't want to give up my life to look after someone or care for someone. That doesn't include children, by the way. If I had children, that would be different. But I mean, like a grown-up. Like, I'm not into, like, looking after and caring for a grown-up. Or whatever. Like, if it was my child, if I had children, and obviously you kind of have to give up stuff to look after them. You have to dedicate your life to children. I would be more willing to do that. Because, you know, it's what you do as a parent. You know, that's what a parent should do. I'm cool with that. I like the idea of having children one day. But I will be adopting. Yeah. There ain't no way I'm getting pregnant. There ain't no way that I'm giving birth. I have a low threshold and tolerance for pain, so I won't be doing that. It's a shame that all these people into pain don't have children, because that pain's like apparently the worst pain ever. So they should fucking all get pregnant and give birth, you know. That'd be brilliant. I won't be doing it. I personally don't know how people do it. How women do it. I don't know. I wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't do it, experience it, and think, oh yes, let's have another one. I certainly wouldn't be doing that. Don't know how they do it. Good thing they do, because like the species would go extinct, I guess. But you know, if I was responsible for repopulating the Earth by getting pregnant myself, the species would die out. Because there ain't no way I'm doing that under any circumstances. Yeah. Not just because of the birth pain, but apparently there's loads of things that could go wrong. There's loads of complications, health issues, permanent damage that can be brought on by either being pregnant or giving birth, and also postpartum depression. That's definitely, I hate being depressed. Like I said, I've been depressed before, and I hated it, so I don't really want to risk having the postpartum depression or hormones and emotions that come with it. So no way am I going to change my body for life for children that will most probably rebel against me and end up hating me and leaving me eventually, all the while being a pain in the ass before they go. You know, I don't feel like it's worth it. That's one of the reasons I like about being a guy, is that the idea of me getting someone pregnant, so I don't have to go through all that shit with my body. I just dispense some sperm and that's my job done. And obviously I can't do that in real life, like practically, so adopting is the only option, or getting with someone who's already got children. But that's a risk, because the children might not like me. So, you know, me and kids, it can go either or. Like, in the past I get along very well with young children, but kids like 10 plus, 12 plus, like 10, 11 are still okay, but like 12 plus, they start being like, they're nasty and like hooligan types. So I don't know. I guess that's why people don't really like to adopt older kids and teenagers, because they can be more rebellious. And okay, I'm gonna go now, eat and sleep. Thanks for being live. As I had a rubbish day, and you being around has cheered me up a bit. I'm glad. I hope you have a better day. Tell me, how come you had a bad day? I had a pretty good day today. I felt great today. I felt rubbish before. That's why my last live stream was rubbish, because I felt really rubbish. But I feel pretty good today, so. I wish I could feel like this all the time. Why can't I feel like this all the time? It's not fair. I get like so much more done if I felt like this all the time. But yeah, when I did a live stream, whatever day that was, I think it was Thursday, I felt pretty rubbish, so. Yeah. Even having had coffee, I felt rubbish. Hey, what was that? Is that like a react? I don't want actions. Oh, sorry, I'm pressing buttons. I accidentally ended the live stream nearly, but I'm not quite ready to end it yet. Nearly, though. I'm supposed to be doing dinner, so. I'm pretty late, to be honest with you, doing dinner. It was only in July that my mum was moaning at me because I was doing dinner at like fucking 8 o'clock or something. If I did dinner at 8 o'clock or thereabout, she would go ballistic. But now it's fucking midnight and dinner's not ready yet. This is really late, I guess. I don't know, my habits have just gotten really bad lately. I don't know why. Because of that, I miss uni, but sleep when you need it is a deal breaker, I guess. Yeah, it is. I definitely, to be honest with you, I feel a lot better since sleeping more. I think this whole 8-hour sleep thing is like bullshit. Everyone keeps saying that 7 to 9 hours sleep is all people need. I think it's bullshit. It's not for everyone. Certainly isn't for everyone. It's just to get people to work longer hours, that's all. It's just to say, well, this much sleep is all you need. And then you've got to be awake for like 16 hours a day. I'd get exhausted. And I used to feel ill all the time and weak and just awful. I feel better since sleeping more. To get people to be awake more so that they could be like awake longer hours to do work. And it's just like a lie to get people to work, if that makes sense. I have no conversation going awkward and upsetting to stop me this time. Okay, yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what sets me back? This is gonna sound really weird. This is gonna sound really weird. When I did things that is supposed to be... Okay, ciao for now. Good luck. Hope you have a better day tomorrow. I don't know how to describe it, but every time I have a conversation with someone about something kind of a little bit positive in some way, it can go either way for me. I'm not sure how I'm going to take therapy, to be honest with you. Well, you know, I've started talking to this person, like it's like a support worker type person. And ever since I've started talking to her, every time I have after the conversation, I actually feel fucking worse. I don't know why. My mental health just messes up even more. I don't know why. Like, these things are supposed to make you feel better. Like, talking to someone about stuff is supposed to make you feel better, but apparently it doesn't make me feel better. It makes me feel worse. I could have sworn I brought it down. And if I have some certain conversations with people, it makes me feel like the same as you. Anyway, I better go now. I'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to join Patreon and Locals. I'll put the links in a post when I find them. Thanks for watching.